Hi, boys and girls. Mrs. Freeland here. We're going to do some science today, and we're going to do it a little bit differently. Instead of doing our own experiment, we're going to take a step back and think about other people that are experts about sound and listen to them. Maybe your teacher has something for you to read. We're going to learn from others and add to our explanation for sound just by listening to some experts. So a lot of times a scientist will do their own experiments, but then they'll read or watch videos or listen to other experts to even learn more, because we can always learn more. So I found two nice little videos about sound. Okay, boys and girls, so as we listen to this, we're going to think about what words we could write down. If you have a sticky note, you could write on a sticky note. If your teacher gives you a recording sheet, you can write on that or in your notebook. I'm just going to add some words to my chartboard after we watch the video. So this first one is all about sound for guitars.
Hi, my name is Athena Reich, and I'm a singer-songwriter and music coach here in New York City. In this clip, I'm going to talk about how a guitar makes its sound. As you can see, this guitar has 6 strings, and most guitars have 6 strings, except for 12-string guitars. And the strings that are thicker are lower, and they're looser, and the strings that are higher are thinner and tighter. And these pegs over here, if you follow down the neck of the guitar, these pegs, I can tighten and make the string higher in pitch, or I can loosen it and make it lower. Now the sound, the vibrations from the strings go into, this is called the body of the guitar, and it goes into the hollowness of the guitar, and it vibrates all around, acoustically vibrating, bouncing off the walls and bouncing off the wood, and that's why the quality of the wood of your guitar influences the sound. So basically, the strings, the tightness of the pegs, and the body of the guitar all create the vibrations of the beautiful music that you hear.
Okay, boys and girls, so on my chart, I'm just going to add some words that were really important words that I feel like she mentioned that might be good to add. And I also did a little sketch. So as you listen to an expert, you're going to take notes, and those notes will help you go back to your last experiment and really think about what new things did I learn that weren't in my experiment but might help me with my explanation. So I noticed that our guitar player used the words thicker and thinner about the strings. She talked about the strings being tight or loose. She talked about the strings vibrating and also about the air inside the guitar vibrating to make the sound. She talked about how important the wood was. She talked about the pegs at the end and about how the air is bouncing and vibrating to make the sound. So I kind of did a little sketch of a guitar, and I added like the strings and the pegs and the sound. So I might add in my explanation, I could write about what I learned. I could talk about how the guitar makes sound by the strings vibrating, and then the air inside the guitar vibrates. So boys and girls, I got one more video. And so this one is about an instrument called the clarinet. I'm going to have you listen to this one, and you're going to take your own notes and do your own drawing. Okay, here you go.
Hi, I'm Brandy Suchovich. I'm an elementary school music teacher, and today I'm going to show you how the clarinet works. For this segment, you will need a clarinet and a reed. The clarinet is a woodwind instrument, so it needs air from a human to help it to work, and it also has a reed on the back, which vibrates. And this clarinet is made out of wood. Not all clarinets are. If you have a plastic clarinet, it's a beginner. It doesn't sound quite as nice. Wooden clarinets come from a black African wood that actually comes from a tree in Africa. And whenever you blow through the clarinet, you need the reed on the back to vibrate, and it also needs to be wet to vibrate. And when you blow, it produces a sound.
As you move your fingers on the tone holes, the sound changes. If you put more fingers down, the air has to travel farther through the instrument, which makes a lower sound. If you move your fingers up, the sound goes higher. Now there's a special key on the back called a register key, and if you push this key, it automatically makes the instrument jump up an extra register. So even if all of your fingers are down on a low note, once you hit that one key, it opens up a hole on the top of the instrument, which shortens it, and it has a much higher sound. And that's how the clarinet works.
Okay, boys and girls, so we've listened to two experts about how sound is made on an instrument. What I'd like you to do is write some things down you learned about the clarinet, maybe some special words. Think back to our tapping experiment and our yardstick experiment. And is there anything that we learned that you could add to those experiments about how sound works? Okay, boys and girls, let's learn from experts.